Here we are, Aramingo Avenue, right here at the Taco Bell, at the former location of Kitty City. Kitty City, way back in the day, Hulk Hogan made an appearance at the Kitty City that used to be here. A little bit of a trash issue. This is one of the vacant Rite Aids. Rite Aids all around the country. They're all closing down. I don't know, are they all over the country? Just the northeast portion of these, dumping ground. Anyway, they're all closing. This one closed a while ago. They put up this wooden post, and what that's supposed to do is prevent people from driving in there and dumping. But part of it fell over. So then people will go in there and dump the trash. The trash issue is always happening here in Philadelphia. Illegal dumping is always a thing I bitch about. Love this skeleton. It's out 365. I just drove past one in Bridesburg. There he is. He's having a good time. He's like over dead. Wouldn't that would be ironic if I died getting hit by a car while looking at a skeleton. Coming soon, though, We're All Dead t-shirt. It's in the planning stages. We're dead, we're all dead. Very exciting. New t-shirt. Check out the merch. 'Tis fire. Anyway, we're going for a bike ride. Remember, every time you see me on this bike, you got to think about the Mayfair Business Improvement District. Third Thursday of the month. They got something going on. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. We got to talk about what's happening in Kensington today. New law. New law. We're going to talk about that. I guess we should zippity-doo that way. This is actually, I love making this video on the weekends in the summer. My favorite place is like this little area between Port Richmond and Kensington Ave. These little back streets near these railroads. I don't know why. It feels like every block there's a block party because people are out. People have the yards are so small. You know what? Instead of talking about it here, I'll talk about it there. We'll be right back after these messages. Right here, I'm at Amber and Allegheny. And this technically, I think this is still Port Richmond. But the people in these houses, well, they look this way. Look this way. Here we go, we're dead. Actually, it's kind of quiet. It's a Sunday night. I would pass Mass Bomb High School right there, all the way up there. That's where they're over dead. That's the schoolyard. Was on top of the roof. I don't think I could have gone to school there. Actually, I look like a liar. Nobody's doing what I usually like about this. Like people who have like block parties and they'll have their music playing and they'll have pools. It's a little chilly today, but so today is the new law goes in effect today on Kensington Ave. Mobile hospitals are no longer allowed to go up and down Kensington Ave to treat people with infected wounds. That all has to be done in one location on Lehigh Avenue, which I guess would be about maybe a little bit under a mile walk. I gotta tell you, it is pretty bad down here. There's a lot of people on Cambria Street. There's a lot of people on these little back streets. They made it so the people can no longer hang out and do the Kensington stuff on, there you go, that's what I like, the little pools out front. That's my favorite thing. But usually it's more of a block party vibe all across the neighborhood. There we go, we got the sprinkler going. Yeah, it's super crowded down here today. And so anyway, the new law, no mobile hospitals on the Ave. I didn't see any. It's also getting late on a Sunday, so I don't know how many mobile hospitals would be out today. But so everybody who does that stuff, who gets infected wounds and they need to, the stuff that people are using down here is so bad, it eats away at their flesh. And there's no safe way of doing it. That's just the ramifications. That's going to happen to you. And I've been documenting the stuff happening in this area for 7 years. And the number of amputees, people missing limbs, people missing arms, legs, it went from like 2 amputees to there's at least 5 on one block. It's really bad. So the people down here sort of need the medical service. And I know they shouldn't be down here doing that stuff, right? I'm just telling you what's happening. But this is where they're going to have to go. To this parking lot. And there's going to be the roaming hospitals. Do I see any in here? I don't see any. Now, I also saw a news article about the roaming hospitals. Yeah, I don't see any. And I also saw that the police said they're not really going to enforce that law in the beginning. So maybe people out here, it's going to, people are probably going to die because of this. Yeah. So a lot of people come down here and they got the infected wounds and they don't go to a hospital. Because I think one of the reasons is they're afraid that if they check themselves into a hospital, they'll get withdrawals. Here we go. We're going over the bridge. I think you can see this bridge in the Rocky movies. All right, here we are, B in Clearfield. And if you watched my trash strike videos, this is one of the streets where some of the illegal dumping was happening. Well, we got a mattress. The city put dumpsters out. Our trash men went on strike for, I think, 8 days. And they had dumpsters on this street here, Rose Hill Street. And residents just came here and dumped trash. That they had like 2 dumpsters for this entire street. It was completely covered in trash. And if you see, dumping is always a problem here. Whenever I explore this area, there's always a little bit of trash. There is a camera right up there, and that is run by the city. And if they catch you dumping, so they say, it's a $5,000 ticket to dump in one of the old dumping sites. Right here is one of the Vacant Rite Aids. There's so many Vacant Rite Aids. But, I mean, there's a little bit of trash, but it's not as bad if you saw what it was just at the beginning of this month. This whole block here was covered in trash all the way. It blocked these 2 bays to this business. The trash went all the way to this bay. It's crazy. All right. Going down Rose Hill Street, and this is one of the streets where there was Oh man, there's a lot of people up there. There was a lot of illegal dumping during the trash strike. It looks like the city, there was some construction dumping. It looks like the city cleaned up a lot of it. Most of it, not a lot of it, the majority of it. And this is, right here, this is McVey Playground. And I hear the old wrecking ball is coming to the walls. So I wanted to come over here today. I just take a picture of some of the murals before they get demolished completely. There it is. The old McVey wreck. Indoor soccer they had down in the basement. They had like a weight room. They also had a basketball court, maybe an arcade game in the basement, I remember. There was a pool attached to the building right there, and that the wall to the pool was just recently knocked down. Yeah, that's the front door to the rec center. Sergeant John. The rec's named after Sergeant John J. McVey. He's buried at Holy Sepulchre Cemetery. Got some brick and rubble right there. Here's a better shot. I think right here used to be the basketball courts. And there's some more of the wall knocked down around the pool. Hashtag piss. The playground was right here. There was like a sliding board and swings. Or I think there might have been two playgrounds, one on the other side. Are you writing the book report? I hope not. And I'm on the other side of McVey Playground. There was a lot of litter here before. It looks like the city did a pretty decent job cleaning up the majority of the piles. Going past the corner of the street where my mother grew up. And this was a gigantic trash pile, and that's completely gone. Well, I mean, it's mostly gone. The city has this space. I'm right off of Allegheny Ave, the street. I think it's Hilton Street. Oh, I forget what street it is. Oh, it is Hilton Street. But anyway, the city has this property right here. And they could make the mobile hospitals possibly use this parking lot, but they're making everybody go in the other direction to Lehigh Avenue. Also, this parking lot is a little bit smaller, and it's not the city's responsibility to cater to people. Yeah, it's not the city's responsibility to help people get sober. Saying that, the city does offer people the opportunity to get sober. And the people down here who are taking drugs that are so powerful it eats away at their flesh, and they still don't stop. Most people down here know the consequence of what they're doing. We're on Atlantic Street, going back up to Kensington Ave. Very quiet this Sunday night. I'm going to tell you the amount... Ooh, I love this shot. Look at this. Yo, train dorks. Who takes care of you? There's something... I don't know what it is. I love that shot of the L going past these little tiny row homes, like these little streets in Kensington and Frankfurt. I'm not a train dork, I just like that shot. Yeah, I really saw a lot of not crazy stuff. I was on Kensington and Allegheny. I stood there for about 5 minutes just to feel like what it was like. And there was a guy who was just screaming. He was just screaming at everybody. And he saw me and he goes, hey, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And he goes, do a wheelie. And they looked like they were doing some dirt bike bust. I saw a few illegal dirt bikes pulled over. So they've been working on that all summer. The police have been taking illegal dirt bikes, quads, and ATVs off the streets all summer. And it really, I see a few here and there, but it's nowhere what it was. Like the year of the pandemic, it was crazy how many dirt bikes there were. Here's one of the out front pools. Right. And we're going back over to the other side of the tracks. Right there. They got trains up there. You don't see, I don't see trains too often up there. Here's a pretty cool, if you're a comic book dork, they got this comic book store right here. Ontario Street Comics. They filmed Unbreakable and Glass inside that comic book shop. Very nice people in there. It's a very big comic book store. Very customer friendly if you need help with something. They're very knowledgeable, and they sell wrestling figures. I got a wrestling figure there one time. Mr. Perfect Hasbro doll. What do you think of that? I'm not bragging. I got a Mr. Perfect Hasbro doll and when I was starting my ride today, I was just going, pedaling my little legs, going for a little ride. And I gotta tell you, the amount of people who I've seen in this area has gone up greatly. And I'm talking about people with homeless people or people with addiction issues. And they're all back here behind these stores or in these railroad tracks. And there's always been a few people in this area. You always have a few people panhandling. But I feel like it's getting worse. And I feel if we keep cracking down on the homeless, they're just going to go into hiding. Kind of like what happened in Las Vegas in the tunnels. It's a pile. I think that's been there since the trash strike. So that's been there for almost a month behind the supermarket here. Trying to see if I can find any of the... Uh-oh, hello, friend. There you go. Remember, when you go down this little street here, no dumping. Hashtag piss. I think I made a bad choice coming down here. There's a jar of mayonnaise. Getting that one at the Wawa. Gas is $3.09 a gallon. I was over in Jersey earlier today with the Pandemic crew. They had a nice little party. If you're not doing anything this Tuesday, I have the big trivia extravaganza at the E-House in Bensalem Tuesday night. See if you can win the prize. Multiple prizes. Todd will be there. Many people from the Philly Captain Pandemic universe. How exciting. Yeah, sometimes you'll have people camped out in these woods here, down in these woods, back when these abandoned railroad tracks. Oh, you know what? I don't even know if they are abandoned. I don't think they are abandoned. I take that back. Ooh, that could be a calendar shot. The sun is setting on the greatest city in the world, Philadelphia. I want to thank everybody who came out to the Ashley Furniture World Tour. Got to hang out with Randy Quaid. I don't know Randy Quaid personally. I do know he put up with me and Buster for an hour asking him all types of ridiculous questions. I think he seemed to enjoy it. He was very nice to every single person who came out. So thank you for everyone that came out. Your pictures should be up on Q102.com. I think Buster said by Tuesday. On the day I'm filming this is Beth from Betty's Triples. It's her birthday. And if you guys want to donate to the cause, she's trying to raise $10,000 every year in memory of her mom. And I dubbed myself, I'm going to give myself a new title tomorrow. I will become the king of the theme parks, hitting my second theme park in a week. And if that's probably the second theme park I've gone to the entire time I had this YouTube channel. So make sure you hit subscribe and join the king of the theme parks, who is also the most patriotic YouTuber. And if you haven't watched the Storybook Land video with me and my grandson Kevin, please check that out. That's probably one of my favorite videos. I've watched it 100 times, but I'm also a little biased because I really like my grandson. Well, listen, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, and while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. My merch, it's fire. And you can book me on Cameo. I could wish somebody a happy birthday, and I could even do your fantasy football list. All you got to do is write the list of all your fantasy football teams, and I will pick a random order for your league. I've done that a few times this year. I love doing that. I also like saying happy birthday and congratulations and pep talks and all that crap. Book me on Cameo. I have nothing but 5-star reviews. I think I have almost 200 5-star reviews. And don't forget to sign up for my Patreon. You get early previews, bonus videos, and postcards. The postcards are going to get filled out tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Tuesday. And I will be having a bonus video come your way too on Tuesday. And there it is. The skyline of Bridesburg. Don't breathe in. Make sure you breathe it out. Well, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And I'll sail with you later. Toodles.